My name is Brian Rutledge. I'm an associate professor of finance in the Tepper School. The class I teach that specifically I'm going to relate to is I teach all our incoming business students. So that's a class, it's like 3 sections of about 70 students, a little less than 70 students maybe. So let me see if I can get this done inside of 5 minutes. All right. So if the sort of traditional way that you teach business education is this sort of through the case method. This is like old school. This is a picture from the movie The Paper Chase, if you remember, and John Houseman has this very ironic monologue about the Socratic method. The monologue about the Socratic method is ironic. I thought was funny as I was watching that yesterday. Which is particularly not very inclusive way of teaching because it relies on you have a parent who is a business person. You know what business is. If you know what business is, this kind of method works pretty well. The early school foundation of the GSIA, now Tepper School of Business, was to teach this in a more scientific process, which is teaching from the fundamental principles of optimization and economics and psychology and sociology of behavior. There's lots of advantage to that. One of the things that's an advantage of that is it's teachable, and it's teachable to everyone, which is really important. So, but I have 5 minutes. So let me get to my one strategy I can suggest to you. And the sort of meta comment is there's lots of small little things that are really easy to do that are life-changing. And this one to me was life-changing, which was you ask these rhetorical questions of class and it's followed by silence. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, exactly. And it's awkward. Or the one student puts up their hand and you end up with a dialogue with, the 1 or 2 people in class. So when I ask these rhetorical questions, I stop and instead just simply parse them out and basically let everyone talk. And so instead of your class being you talking and them listening, everyone's talking. And in part of the sort of reflecting on this and thinking about particularly the inclusive and the belongingness, inclusiveness and belongingness to what? Which is you are a part of this community, which is this course or the Tepper School or Carnegie Mellon or the academic environment that is studying this thing. What does it mean to belong? And part of that is belong is like participating in, being active in. And if only that happens 6 times in class when I ask a rhetorical question and one person asks, it's really hard to be belonging. And this is just way better. Everybody explain this concept to your neighbor. What is puzzling? What do you think is confusing? Do you think axiom 1 was helpful, not helpful? Ask it however you like. While people are chatting, you can walk through the class, engage with 2 or 3 people in a small group, or just take a breath. One of the things that's sort of helpful early on, people get better at this, which is if you notice someone who's not participating or just the randomness of a bunch of people turn left and somebody is on their right, nudge, hey, include this person, a little bit of waving sort of works. And then in the end, you can either tell them what you heard or ask what they heard. And it is sort of like really helpful. And all of that sort of awkward silence or listening to one person back and forth or waiting for people to ask questions goes away. And your class, instead of being, I don't know, like a lecture hall, sounds more like a coffee shop in the morning. And it is way more my happy place. And so people being active and engaged really works. So this comes with the subtle change I made, and it seems goofy, but this idea of class participation, I replaced with the term community engagement. Effectively, it means lots of the same thing, but in part it is you are not participating in my class. We are a community together and you are engaged. And I'm giving you lots of ways to engage with the community because it's not the only way to engage is to speak in front of 50 people. And when I talk to my colleagues here, there's this, but it's important that people be able to speak up. And like, not to be argumentative, but when? Give me some setting in real life where raising your hand in front of 50 people and speaking out in an impromptu fashion is somehow important. And you guys are all saying, yeah, because you go to conferences. Yes, we're a very special group. In reality, like, that's not it, right? I need you to be engaged and like teaching you how to speak in front of 50 people, not my job. We're here to learn. If you want me to teach that, I could go teach that, but that's not the role. And I have no idea why it has sort of lasted so long. So this has sort of really helped this sort of focusing on community engagement. There's a bunch of like planned active learning I do, but this impromptu active learning was really helpful. You think it might sort of slow down your class. It doesn't, in the sense of like, you might not get through as many slides. That's not a bad thing. And so instead of this, we had this. And so, and like, this is just way awesome. Get up, stand around, go find somebody. You in the back corner, come to the front and find somebody to talk to. And it is just a happier and, I think, more inclusive, more engaging environment. Thank you.